For our next week's topic in Mathematics 9, we will cover two lessons. The first one is illustrates quadratic inequality. And this is where we're going to start with the lesson. So, after this session, you are expected to illustrate quadratic inequalities, and you should also be able to write quadratic inequalities in standard form and determine the values of the coefficients involved. Now, this is just like in your quadratic equations where you are transforming the equation to standard form and determine the values of the coefficients. All right. From its definition, when we say quadratic inequality, it is any inequality that can be expressed in any of the following standard forms. The first one is ax squared plus bx plus c is less than 0. Ax squared plus bx plus c is less than or equal to 0. Third is ax squared plus bx plus c is greater than 0. And ax squared plus bx plus c is greater than or equal to 0. So you will notice that these four mathematical statements have in common. And obviously, when we look at the left side of each of these four, they have the same expressions or the quadratic expressions. And the difference among these four is their inequality symbols. And any of these four mathematical statement is expressed in standard form, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a must not be equal to 0, just like your quadratic equations. A cannot be equal to 0. Why? Because if this happens that a is 0, the inequality will be reduced to linear inequality. On the left side, the remaining terms are bx and c. Okay? The quadratic term will disappear since a is declared as 0. But in this case, a is not equal to 0. Now let us proceed immediately to some examples. This is just a recall. Now solve each of the following mathematical sentences and determine whether each of these has one solution, two solutions, or many solutions. Okay, I have four mathematical statements here. So number one is a linear equation in one variable. Now this equation has how many solutions? Obviously, we only have one, and that particular solution has a value of x which is 3. Yan. Of course, we solve each of these four statements. Now we go to number 2. So this is quadratic equation. As we all know, if we talk about the number of roots of this quadratic equation, we expect that it has at most two roots or two solutions. So here, we solve this by factoring. And of course, each factor equated to 0 and solve for the resulting linear equations. And the roots are 7 and 1. So in this case, the statement number 2, which is quadratic, has two solutions. Now what about the third one? Now this is a linear inequality in one unknown. Okay. Of course, we transpose negative 3 to the other side. So the right side will become 10 plus 3. And your x is less than 13. Now, what are those values that are less than 13? Now, if we talk about the integral values, we make sure that these integral values are less than 13. And what are these? 12, 11, 10, 9, and so on, including those negative values. Okay? Now, how many solutions are there? Now, if you think about the last number, there is no last number. Therefore, when you are asked how many solutions, the answer should be what? Many solutions. Okay. How about number 4? Just like number 3, this is also linear inequality in one variable. So if we're going to solve this, okay, so x is greater than 7. Now again, considering the integral values greater than 7, these are what? 8, 9, 10, 11, and so on and so forth. Now, just like number 3, how many solutions does statement number 4 have? Many solutions as well. Okay. Next, determine whether each of the following sentences is quadratic equation or not. Explain your answer. Okay. So I have here 8 items, and these are the mathematical sentences. For number 1, is it quadratic or not? Yes, it's quadratic. Number 2, it's not. Number 3 is also not a quadratic equation. Number 4 is quadratic. Number 5 is not a quadratic equation. Number 6 is quadratic equation. Number 7 is also quadratic equation. And number 8 is also quadratic equation. Now, to make it simpler, in order to give explanations on our answer from each of these items, here goes. Quadratic equations are mathematical statements that use the equal sign. Okay? So lahat daw ng ginagamitan ng equal sign sa examples na to ay quadratic. Since if we check the expression having equal signs, the highest degree is 2. Okay, yun. So these are the quadratic because they use equal signs. And from one term, the highest degree or the highest exponent in the variable is 2. Okay. Now, of course, the others are not using equal sign. Okay. They use the inequality symbol. Although there is a presence of quadratic term, but the thing is, any of those equations that uses inequality symbols is not quadratic. Okay? So, ganun lang kasimple. Next. Number 3, determine whether each mathematical sentence is quadratic inequality or not. Now, if quadratic inequality, write the sentence in any of the 4 standard forms. Ito yun, no? 1, 2, 3, and 4. And identify the values of A, B, and C. Okay, now we have here 4 items. Let's begin with number 1. Now, this is quadratic inequality, which is already written in standard form. So we can immediately identify the A, B, and C values. And these are 1, 9, and 14 respectively. Now, what about number 2? This is not quadratic inequality, but a quadratic equation. Obviously, the reason is this statement uses the equal sign and not the inequality symbol. Next. Number 3, if we're going to transform this to standard form, okay, of course, this is a quadratic inequality, and the instruction, according to the instruction, we must transform this to standard form. Okay. Okay, not. I spoke too soon. It's not quadratic. Yun. Bakit? If we expand the right side, it will give us the perfect square trinomial x squared minus 6x plus 9. But look, on the left side of this inequality, there is also a presence of x squared. So, kung magkabilaan may x squared, ang mangyayari dyan, magka-cancel sila. And what will remain from this statement is 2 is less than negative 6 plus 9. And we transform these terms to the right. So the statement becomes 6x plus 2 minus 9 is less than 0, or that is 6x minus 7 is less than 0. And from here, obviously, since we attempted to transform this to standard form, we found out that this given statement is not quadratic inequality but a linear inequality. Okay? Next, we go to number 4. How about this one? What kind of mathematical sentence is this? Now, for us to know the answer, let us try to write this to standard form. Okay, so we use the FOIL method to get the product of the two factors on the left side. Okay, which is greater than 0, then combine similar terms. Therefore, we have 2r squared plus 3r minus 20 is greater than 0, which is obviously a quadratic inequality. And since it is now already in standard form, the values of a, b, and c are 2, 3, and negative 20 respectively. Now, for our first activity, complete this table. Okay. Now, in this table, we need to fill this out. Since this table has 4 columns, the first one is the given mathematical statements. For the next column, we need to identify whether this statement is quadratic inequality or not. And for the second column, if we identify that this statement is quadratic inequality, we must write this to standard form. And after that, for the last column, we specify the values of a, b, and c. Okay. For our first statement, x squared plus 10x plus 9 is greater than 0 is a quadratic inequality. And since the given statement is already written in standard form, we just copy the given statement. Ito rin yun. Then, on the last column, the values of a, b, and c are what? 1, 10, and 9. Okay? Next, how about the second statement? Obviously, this is not quadratic inequality, and the next 2 columns are not required to be filled out. Okay. Then for number 3, yes, it's quadratic inequality, and we just copy this given statement to this column since it is already written in standard form. And for the a, b, and c values, these are 4, negative 7, and 2. Next, this statement right here is obviously a quadratic inequality. Then, rewriting this to standard form, it's x squared minus 10x plus 3 is less than 0. And for the a, b, and c values, these are 1, negative 10, and 3. Then, for our final mathematical statement, obviously, it's not quadratic inequality, but a quadratic equation. And, of course, the last 2 columns are not required. You are not required to fill out the last 2 columns. Okay? Next, for your assignment, complete this table. Okay? Now we go now to the, of course, okay, we go back to this assignment. You are required to answer this. Okay. Now, let us now proceed to the second lesson, which is solving the quadratic inequalities. So at the end of this session, you are expected to, of course, solve the quadratic inequality and use interval notation to express the solution set of quadratic inequality. Now, write the interval notation for each region of each of the given number line below. Okay. So I have here 4 items, and each of these items has a number line. And you will notice that from each number line, there are 2 circles. Okay? And each of these 2 circles, we have an open circle or closed circle. So, anong ibig sabihin nito mga to? Okay. Now, along the number line, the circles that you see right now are actually boundaries. And for a boundary, it has 2 types, the open circle and the closed circle. Okay, so ano ibig sabihin yan? Of course, because of these boundaries, the number line is divided into 3 regions. Okay? Now, yon. Ganun din sa number 3 and number 4. And the number corresponding to that boundary is, of course, we call it the coordinates. These 2 are coordinates. And usually, pag nasa kaliwa, yun yung negative or the number which is less than the other. Okay? And of course, on the right side, the coordinate or the number which is greater than this one on the left. Okay. So, ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng mga open circles at closed circles? Yan, ganyan yan. Now, let us go on. So, ang gagawin natin dito is isusulat daw natin yung interval notation ng bawat region. Okay? Sa isang number line. Okay? Now, negative 4 and 6 are the numbers that divide the number line into 3 regions. These numbers are called boundaries, of course. Now, for our interval notation, okay, itong ibig sabihin yan. Kapag ang isang boundary ay open circle, kapag dineclare nyo yung region, it means, kapag dineclare natin ang set ng isang region by means of interval notation, it means itong boundary na to ay hindi kasama dun sa set. Okay? Kapag naka-circle na ganyan, and we declare the interval notation, it means this boundary is included on that particular region. Yan. Okay? Yun ang ibig sabihin nun. So, now, for the interval notation, it means we declare the set of all points along this region. And, paano to? So, it is the set of all points from negative infinity to negative 4. Ito yun. Now, kapag ang katabi ng negative 4 ay open parenthesis, it signifies that 4 here or negative 4 uh, is not included in region 1. Okay? Now, kapag infinity na ganyan, ang laging katabi niya ay parenthesis. Okay? You take note of that. So, that is the interval notation. This is how we declare the set of all points on region 1. Okay? Next. How about number 2? Region 2. Sa region 2 naman, okay, now, for the inequality, anong katumbas naman yan sa inequality statement? Okay. So, let's just say if the set of all points or any of the points is declared by a symbol x. In inequality statement, that is x is less than negative 4. Okay? Yan. So, we declare the set of all points in two ways. The first one is interval notation, by interval notation, and the second one is by inequality statement. Yan. So, this is how we declare the set of all points. Now, for region 2, how do we declare the set of all points in this region? Okay. So, gaya ng negative 4, yung boundary na 6 ay open circle din. It means if we declare the interval notation or inequality statement, this boundary is also not part of region 2. Okay, so ito yon. So, the interval notation is from negative 4 to positive 6 exclusive. Meaning, silang dalawa ay hindi parte ng region. Okay? Again, negative 4 and 6 are not part of the region or not part of the solution. Okay. So, this is the interval notation. Now, what about the inequality statement? So, ang katumbas naman yun sa inequality statement ay ganito. Again, we use the symbol x to denote any points along this region. So, x is greater than negative 4 but less than 6. Okay? Next, region 3. Now, sa region 3 naman, of course, we begin with an open parenthesis. So, kapag open parenthesis, it means yun yung katumbas ng open circle. And then followed by 6. From 6 to infinity, close parenthesis. Okay? Ayan. So, this is the interval notation to declare the set of all points along region 3. Now, what about the inequality notation or statement? So, that is x is greater than 6. Okay, so that is how we declare the notations along region 1. The three notations. Both interval and inequality notation. So, kung walang tanong sa number 1, we go to number 2. So, this time, one of the boundaries is now a closed circle, which is negative 4, and the boundary 6 is an open circle. So, paano ang mangyayari? How do we declare the interval and inequality notation in number 1? Okay, so ganito yan. In region 1. Okay. In region 1, the interval notation goes like this. From negative infinity, open parenthesis, to negative 4 inclusive. So, kapag closed circle na yan, instead of parenthesis, we use bracket. Okay? Yun yung kaibahan niya dito. Dito, closed parenthesis. But this time, we use the closed bracket. Okay? Which indicates that negative 4 also belongs to region 1. Kasama yung negative 4 sa set of all points along region 1. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun. Okay? Now, what about region 2? Or wait, how about the inequality notation? So, pag sa inequality, magiging x is less than or equal to negative 4. So, kung papansin niyo ito na yung kaibahan. Dito, less than negative 4. But this time, dito naman, less than or equal to negative 4. Ibig sabihin, ang negative 4 ay parte ng region. Yun. Next, how about region 2 of number 2? O di ganito. We begin with open bracket followed by negative 4 because negative 4 is still part of region 2. From negative 4 to 6, closed parenthesis. Still, your 6 here as a boundary is not part of region 2. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun. Then, for the inequality notation, goes like this. X is greater than or equal to negative 4 but less than 6. Okay? Hopefully, napapansin nyo. Now, what about region 3? Okay? So, kung papansin niyo yung region 3 ng number 2 ay kamukha lang ng region 3 ng number 1. So, basically, parehas lang ang interval at inequality notation yan. Okay? Yan. So, ganun lang, no? Okay? So, kung walang tanong, we go to the third number line. And you will notice that along this number line, this time, 6 is the closed circle boundary while negative 4 is again an open circle boundary. So, paano ang notation ng bawat region along the number line in number 3? O, ganito yan. Okay. So, kung papansin ninyo, yung region 1 ng number line 3 ay kamukha ng region 1 ng number line sa number 1. So, basically, parehas lang ang notation nila sa number 1 tsaka sa number 3. So, we begin from negative infinity to negative 4, where negative 4 is not part of region 1. So, ganun din sa inequalities notation. It's x is less than negative 4. Now, what about region 2? So, take note, the boundary negative 4 is an open circle boundary. And this time, the boundary 6 is a closed circle boundary. So, ano ang magiging interval notation yan? Ito yun. Okay? So, we begin from negative 4. First is we consider an open parenthesis from negative 4 to 6 inclusive. So, kung napansin nyo, pagkatapos isulat yung 6, tinabihan naman ng closed bracket. Ano ibig sabihin? Itong palatandaan natin na yung 6 ay closed circle boundary. Meaning that 6 is part of region 2. The boundary 6 is part of region 2. So, paano naman sa inequality notation? So, we have x again is greater than negative 4 but less than or equal to 6. Okay? Next, what about the third region? Okay. Now, sa region 3, ang 6 ay bahagi rin ng region na to. So, we begin with open bracket from 6 to positive infinity, closed parenthesis. Okay? So, that is your interval notation. Now, for the inequality notation, that is x is greater than or equal to 6. Yan. Okay? Next, what about the fourth number line? Again, we have two boundaries and you will notice that both negative 4 and 6 boundaries are closed circle boundaries. So, paano na ang notation ng bawat region sa number line number 4? Di ganito. From negative infinity, starting with an open parenthesis, to negative 4 inclusive, closed bracket. And for the inequality notation, that is x is less than or equal to negative 4. Okay? Now, for region 2, the interval notation is from negative 4 to 6 inclusive. Okay? So, kung papansin niyo dahil closed circle boundary ang negative 4, we begin with an open bracket from negative 4 to 6 closed bracket. Kasi yung 6 ay closed boundary. Closed circle boundary. Okay? Now, sa inequality naman, that is x is greater than or equal to negative 4 but less than or equal to 6. Okay? Now, finally, in region 3, kagaya lang ng region 3 ng number 3, magkamukha sila. So, parehas lang ang interval notation at inequality notation. So, from 6 inclusive to positive infinity, then sa inequality, that is x is greater than or equal to 6. So, kung papansin ninyo, ang laging katabi ng parenthesis ay ang laging katabi ng infinity symbol ay parenthesis. Okay? Mapa negative infinity man yan, katabi pa rin ang parenthesis, or positive infinity, parenthesis pa rin. Okay? Now, ano pa? Okay, now, please take note. A boundary indicated by an open circle means that it is not included in the set, and also use the symbol less than or greater than in the inequality, and also either open parenthesis or closed parenthesis in the interval notation. Okay? Now, pag closed circle boundary naman, okay? A boundary indicated by a closed circle. Ang ibig sabihin niyan, or it means that it is included, the boundary is included in the set, and also it used the symbol less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and in inequality notation, this boundary also used either open bracket or closed bracket in the interval notation. Okay? So, kung walang tanong at naintindihan, we now proceed to the next part. Okay. Solve and graph the solution set of the following quadratic inequalities. Okay, I only have here two examples. X squared plus 2x minus 24 is less than 0. Okay. Solution. Step 1. Find the roots of the equation to get the boundaries. It means, itong inequality symbol, papalitan nyo ng equal sign para maging quadratic equation to. At yung equation na quadratic na, isosolve daw natin. Okay? Yan. Okay. Then, since factorable naman yung left side, we use factoring to solve this equation. No? Hindi ginamit ang factoring. Ginamit ay completing the square. Ayan. Okay? Okay, so what are the roots? Ayun na. The first one is negative 6. And the second root is positive 4. So, ang sabi dito, yung na-solve down na roots dito sa quadratic equation na to ay magsisilbing boundaries. Ayan. So, dahil boundaries itong dalawang roots na to, syempre gagamit tayo ng number line. Ayun. So, step 2, locate these boundaries on the number line since the symbol less than, which is read as less than, these boundaries are indicated by open circles on the number line. Okay? Because of this. Ayun. Ayan. Walang equal to sa ilalim. So, plain less than lang yan. So, yung roots na nakuha natin ay open circle boundary sila parehas. Ayan. So, if we prepare the number line, of course, between the two, the lesser value is to be placed here on the left side. And the greater value, which is 4, is to be placed on this side. Yun. Then, ano mangyayari? Okay. Because of these boundaries, the number line right now is divided into 3 regions. Step 3. Choose a number from each region as a test point for the given inequality. Okay, ayan na. Kinopya ko lang uli, no? Ito rin yun. Which is ito rin, no? Now, yung nakikita nyong slash na yellow, pumili ako ng test point sa bawat region. Okay, ano kayang value yan? Siyempre, yung mas mababa sa negative 6, say negative 9. Now, sa region 2, dahil ang pagitan ay isang negative at isang positive, therefore, ang test point natin ay 0. Pwedeng 0 na lang, no? You could use any test value which is in between negative 6 and 4. Pero ang pinakamadaling dapat isipin nyo ay 0. Yan. Because 0 is between a negative value and positive value. Then for number 3, obviously, pipili lang kayo ng mas mataas sa 4. And that is 7. Now, ito yung mga test values natin. So, anong gagawin natin dito? Ito ang ipapalit natin sa x nitong expression na nasa side na to. Yan. Now, for region 1, okay, say x is negative 9. Using this expression on the left side and is less than 0. Okay, so ano nangyari? We're going to simplify the left side. It will give us 39, which is less than 0. Obviously, 39 is not less than 0. So, this statement is false. Yun. Okay? So, dahil false yan, wala tayong gagawin sa region 1. Now, we go to region 2. The same inequality, but this time your x will be 0. Ayan. Okay. 0 squared plus 2 times 0 minus 24 is less than 0. So, ano mangyayari? Yun. So, mawawala yung dalawang terms. Ang matitira na lang is negative 24, which is less than 0. Is it true or false? Definitely, the answer is false. So, ibig sabihin, saang region nag-true? Sa region 2. Ibig sabihin, itong region 2, lahat ng points along this region ay solutions nito. Therefore, yung region 2 ay lalagyan natin ng shade. Okay, but first, tapusin muna natin. What about region 3? So, this time, x is 7. 7 naman ang ipapalit natin dito. Then, itetest natin yung 7. Kung ano magiging kalalabasan nitong statement na to, kung true or false. So, tingnan natin. Yun. 7 squared plus 2 times 7 minus 24. And that is 39 is less than 0. So, definitely, the answer is false. Okay, so anong nangyari? Saang region lang naging true? Obviously, sa region 2. So, for step number 4, ito mangyayari. Highlight the region that satisfies the given inequality. And that region is definitely region 2. So, what do we do with region 2? We declare its interval notation as the solution set of the inequality. So, ganito yan. O, lagyan natin ng shade. Kasi, sa region 2 lang, lahat ng points along this region ay nag-satisfy dito. Solution yan. So, itong region na to, itong i-declare natin ang interval notation. And that is what? Yun. From negative 6 to positive 4, exclusive. Meaning, these two boundaries is not part of the solution. These two boundaries are not part of the solution. Okay? Now, in inequality notation, that is x is greater than negative 6 but less than 4. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ito yung solution set. Mapa interval man yan or inequality notation. So, yan ang solution set. Okay? Next. How about number 2? O, sige. The same procedure, kaya niretain ko yung 4 na steps. So, what do we do? Okay? So, gawing standard form, then yung inequality symbol ay papalitan ng equal sign. And the resulting quadratic equation must be solved. Ayan. Dito naman, ang ginamit para isolve yung quadratic equation ay quadratic formula. Ayan. Substitute the A, B, and C values. Then simplify the resulting expression and we will find out that the two roots are what? Negative 5 halves and 3 for R and S values respectively. So, ano mangyayari? Hindi magiging boundaries itong dalawa. Okay? Now, locate these boundaries on the number line since the symbol this time is greater than or equal to. Yun. Meaning, these boundaries are indicated by what? A closed circles. By closed circles pala, no? Yan. Along the number line. So, prepare the number line. Ayun na, no? And of course, the two boundaries will divide the number line into 3 regions. Yan. So, ano mangyayari? Going to step 3, choose from each region a test point for the given inequality. Yan. O, yung slash sa bawat region, yan yung test point. Say, sa region 1, we choose negative 3, which is less than negative 5 halves. Then, dahil nasa pagitan ng negative at positive values, ang value sa region 2 na pipiliin natin ay 0. And of course, any value which is greater than 3 can be used as a test point in region 3, and that is 4. Yan. Now, for region 1, say x is negative 3, therefore, yun. Using this given inequality, so, substitute negative 3 for x, yun. Then, the left side, you simplify. And that is 21, which is greater than or equal to 15. So, the answer is true. Now, for region 2, the test point is what? 0. So, substitute 0 for x. And you will not notice that the left side now becomes 0, which is greater than or equal to 15. Definitely, the answer is false. And for region 3, using 4 as the test point for the value of x. So, from the given inequality, 2 times 4 squared minus 4 is greater than or equal to 15, which is 28, no? 32 minus 4, 28 is greater than 15. The answer is true. So, ano ibig sabihin yan? Going to step 4. Highlight the region that satisfies the given inequality. So, saang region nag-satisfy yung inequality? Siyempre, sa region na ang sagot natin ay true. No? Yun. At yung nag-false, lahat ng points from region 2 ay hindi solution. So, if we're going to prepare the number line, it means lahat lang ng region na nag-true, lalagyan ng shade. At yung shaded region, yun ang i-declare natin ng notation. Yan. And these are the notations. Now, paano natin pagsasamahin sa isang notation lang yan? So, ganito yan. For solution set, so for the interval notation, that is from negative infinity to negative 5 halves inclusive union from 3 inclusive to positive infinity, closed parenthesis. Now, for the inequality notation, that is what? X is less than or equal to negative 5 halves or x is greater than 3. Okay? Now, kung walang tanong, let us continue with the slide. Siyempre, medyo mahaba yung procedure kung graph. Meron ba itong shortcut? Definitely meron. Okay? So, paano yun? Without the aid of the graph, solve the following quadratic inequalities using the interval notation. Okay. Let us consider these two examples. Again, hindi tayo mag-graph, no? Solution. Make sure that each inequality is in standard form and then express them as equations and solve for their roots to get the boundaries. O papalitan daw ng equal sign yung inequality symbol, gaya nung sa number 1. Greater than, ginawang equal. Then, syempre, magiging quadratic equation yan, then gawing standard form. Then, we try to solve this equation for the roots or boundaries. So, by factoring, dahil factorable yan, then equate each factor to 0. Therefore, the roots are what? Negative 3 and 5. Then, so, the boundaries are negative 3 and 5, where negative 3 is less than 5. So, paano to? Since the inequality symbol is greater than, the boundaries are not part of the solution set, and we use parentheses for the interval notation. Thus, the solution set is yun, x is less than negative 3 or x is greater than 5. In an interval notation, that is from negative infinity to negative 3, close parenthesis, of course, we started with an open parenthesis, then union from 5 to positive infinity. Okay, open and close parenthesis. Okay? Now, what about number 2? For number 2, of course, change the inequality symbol to equal sign. Then we try to solve this by what means? Okay, this time we use the quadratic formula, I guess. Yun. Although, pwede rin sa factoring to, no? Now, of course, we declare the A, B, and C values first and then use them to substitute to the formula containing A, B, and C symbols. Then we simplify the resulting expression on the right side. Applying what? The GEMDAS rule. So, ano nangyari? So, we have these roots, negative 3 halves and 2/3 for R and S, respectively. And between the two, alin ang mas maliit, alin ang mas malaki? Definitely, negative 3 halves is less than 2/3. So, ano mangyayari? Now, since these boundaries are part of the solution, since the symbol for inequality is less than or equal to. Okay? Okay. So, is the symbol involved, and we use brackets beside these boundaries in an interval notation. So, for the inequality notation, the solution set is what? X is greater than or equal to negative 3 halves but less than or equal to 2/3. In an interval notation, so we started with the smaller value, but first write the open bracket, and from the smaller value going to the bigger one, then closed bracket. Okay? Yan. Kung walang tanong, we go to the next slide. Ayun, yung sagot. Now, for our generalization, take note of the following ideas. No? So, to solve quadratic inequality, follow these steps. So, these are the steps actually. Number 1, express the inequality as an equation in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, and find for the boundaries by solving for its solutions or values of x. Number 2, locate these boundaries on the number line using open circles if the given inequality symbol is either less than or greater than. Or using the closed circle if the given inequality symbols is either less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, thus dividing the number line into 3 regions. Step 3, choose one number from each region as test point, substitutes this test point to the original inequality given. Okay? So if this number holds true with the given inequality, then the region belongs to the solution set. If not, then the region is not part of the solution set. And finally, draw the graph of the solution set, highlighting the region or write the solution as an interval notation. So, itong generalization na to ay para lang dun sa pag-solve ng quadratic inequality na graphing method ang ginagamit, gaya ng in-explain ko kanina lang. So, hindi ito yung shortcut, no? Yan. Now, pero kung shortcut ang pinag-uusapan, ito na yung rule, no? Now, for any real numbers A, B, and C where A is not equal to 0 of inequalities, of four inequalities in standard form. So, I'm not going to read each of these mathematical statements. Okay? Whose boundaries are R and S, where R is less than S. We have the following solution set for each inequalities. Each of the inequalities. If ax squared plus bx plus c is less than 0, then the solution set goes like this. No? Both inequality or interval notation. Now, if this is the given inequality in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c is less than or equal to 0, then the solution set goes like this. It's either in interval notation or inequality. Okay? So, tingnan nyo lang, may bar sa baba. It meaning that these two boundaries are part of the solution. Then, we have this third one. Pag greater than 0 naman, yung ginagamit, the solution set goes like this. X is less than R, or X is greater than S. And this is the interval notation. Then, the fourth inequality uses the greater than or equal to symbol, then this is the solution set. Okay, inequality notation and the interval notation. Okay? So, kung walang tanong, let us proceed to the next slide. Okay. Ayan. Activity 1. Activity 2. Solve each of the quadratic inequalities by graph. I think I'm not requiring if I require you to use the graph, pwede kong i-consider to as your performance task. So siguro, of course, I'm not requiring you to consider answering those items. I'll just select number 2 and number 4 only. Ayan. Ito lang ha. Then for activity 3, yung hindi ginagamitan ng graph, of course, you solve all of them by either inequality or interval notation. Okay? Okay? So kung walang tanong, that would be all. And see you next time.